Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a bit since we've got some new XDefiant news here to discuss. Obviously, the open beta ended a few weeks back, and since then, it's been relatively quiet on that front. However, just recently, we got some brand new gameplay details, some brand new launch details, actually, via Mark Rubin, who, of course, is the executive producer working on XDefiant. We also have a bit of catching up to do with a few other news bits as well that have been revealed in the past couple of weeks or so. So jumping right into those, there's been a lot of questions about a prestige system in XDefiant. Obviously, since it is just standard multiplayer, basically, what are you ultimately grinding for? If you're going through using certain weapons, unlocking certain features here and there, are you going to a max level cap, or are you going to be able to actually go through and continuously grind out new ranks over time, sort of giving you that incentive to keep coming back, right? Well, the devs at XDefiant and Mark Rubin have heard those questions, have heard that concern about a potential prestige system, and what I really like here is Mark Rubin has actually been gauging interest from players, from people who are active within the, I guess, more vocal community, because not everyone obviously is on social media who plays the game, but especially with a game like XDefiant that's been largely, brought to light because of a social presence, it's going to be a good chunk, I would say, of the player base that's participating in these different polls and tests that he's running. And over on his Twitter, Mark actually posted a poll a couple of weeks back saying, I saw some thoughts from prestige from players. We've been aiming at a classic prestige system that stops at, say, 10, so there would be 10 prestiges, but I've seen comments about adding more levels every season, not resetting, but adding in more. So what do you think? And he basically put out a poll that had two different options: having the classic 10 prestige system or adding new prestige levels every system. And basically with this poll, just over 70% of the 31,500 people who took part in this said they want just a classic 10 prestige system. So this is obviously very similar to what we saw back in Call of Duty back in the day, where you'd have prestige 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Each of those prestiges would reset your level. Sometimes it'd reset your guns and whatnot, but you go through and you get that new icon, new calling card, new emblem every time you went through a new prestige and ultimately got to that max prestige rank. Whereas in recent years, we've seen either max seasonal levels, where like in MW2 and Warzone, now we can go all the way up to, let's say, 250 in a season, and then 500, and then 750, and then 1,000. We've had it in the past where you could go straight for level 1,000 out of the gate, or you could still have like the sort of classic prestige, but each prestige had like unlimited level cap. It was sort of a system that's been altered a lot in recent years in Call of Duty, and not everyone's been a fan of that. This, what Mark is, implying here, is that with his poll results, they're looking more at a standard classic prestige system that's a lot more familiar with the sort of old school days of what we saw back in Call of Duty. So definitely some interesting information there. Mark has also talked a little bit about streaks in XDefiant. I know when I've posted it in the past, saw a lot of comments asking if there would be kill streaks or some kind of score streak system, because obviously that gives you sort of an in-game goal, if you will, something else to aim for outside of, maybe just winning the game or being the one with the most kills or the one on top of the scoreboard or whatever. Obviously some kill streaks or some score streaks add in a bit more of an in-game, goal to achieve or something to go after. And Nero Cinema, fellow YouTuber, I'm sure plenty of you guys have heard about him, posted an XDefiant video a few weeks back, and in his comments, someone brought up that maybe instead of just straight up standard kill streaks, they alter the system a bit, and when you go on, say, a 5 kill streak, you get a medal, and then at a 10 kill streak, you get a medal, 20 kill streak, you get a medal, and then with these medals, you can actually redeem them for other things in game. Maybe it's a cool camo, maybe it is like an operator skin or something like that, and the higher the streak, the more value behind that medal. Again, sort of giving you that in-game goal and rewarding you for outplaying the enemies. And to this, Mark responded saying, we don't just want to put your typical COD kill streaks in the game. So 5 kills, you get a Predator missile, 10 kills, you get an AC-130. But we are thinking outside of the box for ways to reward and celebrate streaks. I thought the reactive camo idea from that thread was pretty cool. So essentially, they want to reward you in game for doing well and for not dying and going on larger streaks, but not necessarily in the way of actual kill streaks like what we'd see in Call of Duty, or even score streaks like what we'd see in Call of Duty nowadays. So there is going to be ways to, prove that, yeah, hey, I'm dominating this lobby. I went on a 15 streak. I went on a 30 streak, but it's going to be in maybe a way that we haven't seen in other games, which honestly, I'm pretty interested in. I think that's a really cool alternative. Now, as mentioned, we also just recently, this past week, got some brand new details on the launch of XDefiant as well. And quick reminder, as we are getting into this portion of the video, if you're new here and you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and join us on the road to 1 million subs. And if you're enjoying the XDefiant content, you want to see more of this here on the channel, be sure to drop a like on the video. That lets me know that you guys are enjoying the non-COD content, and quite frankly, I'm having a good time exploring XDefiant in particular, but maybe even some other FPS titles here in the future as well. Also, quick shout out to my friends over at G Fuel. Just in time for the summer, G Fuel is dropping a bunch of brand new flavors. They've got some really cool collabs going on. They just dropped a Hype Sauce hydration tub. Hype Sauce being my all-time favorite flavor between the standard tub, the cans, and now I got it to look forward to on the hydration side as well. If you want to grab anything at all from the G Fuel site though, be sure to throw in code WhosImmortal at checkout. That's going to guarantee you 20 or 30% off your order on select items as well. So you throw that in, you can reap the rewards of that added discount. Link for that is going to be down in the description below. But anyways, when it comes to the newest launch information we have from Mark Rubin, we don't have exact details on a launch date yet, and we haven't heard those up until this point, but here's what Mark is saying as of right now. He tweeted the other day, "Hi all, just wanted to give you an update on where we are after the open session," which of course is what we were just playing at the end of last month. "We got a lot of great info from that test and are now working towards our candidate master. Once that's approved, we will be able to launch." So essentially, folks, we are in the end game now. As soon as they have their candidate master version of the game all set, all approved by Ubisoft and everything, they'll be good to go and they can actually launch the game. He follows this up by saying, "This is a process that can take some time though, so please bear with us. Still aiming for later this summer." So initially, Mark said, a few weeks back, I think it was at Summer Games Fest, that XDefiant is set to launch during the summer. That's what they are aiming for, sometime in summer 2023. Now, if they are sticking true to that, that means the game is going to be launching essentially before the end of September. But Mark does go on to say, to be clear, we will be launching on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, which is basically all the current gen consoles and PC first, with other platforms coming later. We'll update again as soon as we have more info. So this is very important for a handful of reasons. Again, they're aiming for the before the end of summer release date, so before the end of September yet again, but also now the platform availability. The game is only going to be on current gen initially, but then maybe early fall, late fall, maybe before the end of the year, the game is going to be launching on other platforms too. So those on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are also going to be able to get hands-on with the game just at a later date. So they are focusing on current gen first. However, all platform availability is going to be there at some point in time shortly after the game is out on current gen. So I've seen a lot of questions about that. Where am I going to be able to play XDefiant? Yes, it is going to be free to play on all platforms regardless. That gives us a bit more details into what's going on there. So with all that being said, those are the newest launch details and some gameplay details we've got for XDefiant. That's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, if you're looking forward to XDefiant, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, you want to stay up to date, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and join us ultimately on the road to 1 million subs. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.